Myself, being in the corner for a lot of my athletes, it's almost like bringing a whole different level of motivation to them, inspiring them, really pushing them, finding the adjustments in the corner, just preparation, heading there. I mean, it's not really different from the local scene, except in end of the day, it's pretty much facing the best of the best. So it does.
Rommel, you've had a lot of international experience in coaching. You have been to IFMA several times, the WBC Muay Thai, also to Mexico recently. Can you talk to me a little bit about what it's like to coach on an international level? If you want, you can highlight it as a whole and then maybe talk about the WBC or the Mexico trip.
Pretty much coaching in a lot of other countries, especially like IFMA, it really elevates your game. Being in the corner for a lot of my athletes, it brings a lot of the competition out of you. So.
And then something you said is, helping them change their games in the fight. In my experience, there's a lot of different styles in the international game. Mm-hmm. The Mexican athletes are a lot different from the Americans. At WBC, Jacob fought Scottish, two Scots and someone else from Europe.
And Irish, yep.
And Irish. So they all have different games. How are you adjusting in the corner for the athletes in the game?
Each fight, there are little minor adjustments. Letting Jacob know, especially Jacob, reminding him about his other weapons. Pretty much, I mean, Jacob's been with me since he was 10 years old. We've taken care of him. We've brought him up in the gym. So I know how he feels. I know technique, basics. Each fight is a little different from the other, but at the end of the day, it's always reminding of all his weapons, all his setups, all his fakes, his feints, body positioning, and moving.
Along with going to different countries for fights, you've also spent a decent amount of time going to different gyms. You told me you were at Rentap for about a month in preparation for Malaysia. You've been to War Achara for the WBC Muay Thai games. You've been to FA Group in Phuket for Simbi. So can you tell me what it's like for you as a coach, seeing these different gyms and seeing their different training programs?
A lot of it pretty inspiring. I try to pull little pieces here and there, bring it back to my gym, what I think works, what I think doesn't work. Going to Rentap for Malaysia for IFMA World Youth Games for 2022. I know Rentap was a hard gym to begin with. I know Janana, the owner. I know Addy, the head trainer. Going there, I knew what to expect. Wow, it was a fighter's gym. It kind of blew my mind away, preparation and everything. It's it's not a gym for gym hoppers to experience. It's a real fighter's gym. If you want to be serious, you can go to Rentap. If you want I guess what Addy calls it is fashion boxing. You can go to your gyms in Phuket. Rentap did give our Team Canada, the push that we needed, and we did well. We went to the WBC games, Daniel, Jacob, and I went to Waracha in Bangkok. Why did we go there? It was a fighter's gym. It's not one of those, again, fashion boxing gyms. Your leisure Thai gyms where you're a number. No, there was actual legit training. And reason why we went there as well was because they had youth that was there, pretty much youth and young adults that were there that were pretty much the same age weight as Jacob and Daniel. So we got training that we wanted. Clinching, sparring, you name it.
And then what is maybe one or two specific things that you have taken away from War Achara or from Rentap that you've applied here at Milton?
Two main things that I've really taken away is the work ethic. A lot of people don't realize the influences. I try to take influences from everywhere. I don't really copy, but I try to put my own twist to it. But it's the work ethic. I've been able to come up with my own variety of different things. We have soul crushers, which we use on the pads. Just little different things that any of my fighters will tell you, like our push. Elevated our game as well.
And soul crushers, can you tell me what that is?
So we call them soul crushers. Basically, it's a lot of conditioning that we do like once a week. Some of the ones that are in fight camps, they do it 2-3 times a week. So on top of the pad work, a soul crusher, 6 minutes straight, 1 minute of rapid hard kicks. Right side, rapid hard kicks. Left side, you'll double right kicks, double left kicks. These are all a minute long, by the way. And you'll do skip knees, and you'll do like hard clinch knees. So that's 6 minutes there. times that by 3 sets or 4 sets, 5 sets, depending on what it is, 30-second breaks. You're pretty much trying to reach inside your soul for, to stay alive. So.
Awesome. So obviously you have experienced students like Jacob, but then you also have newer students. So I got to see you work with one of your newer fighters. What is it like for you working with newer students and or newer fighters?
Working with newer fighters, you can't really do a lot of the same movement techniques. Try to keep it as plain and basic as possible. End of the day, a lot of my pad work itself is very basic. Do like a lot of dynamic stuff. I mean, Jacob does, he's a very technical fighter, familiar if you want to call it. That is his own personal style. Yes, we do work on some things. We work on setups and stuff like that, where I wouldn't be doing the same setup with newer fighters. A lot of it is just basic pad work, but end of the day, there's a big push on everyone. Punch harder, kick harder, knee harder, just give it your all.
Along with the newer students and fighters, you have a pretty big youth program. Can you tell me about it and how many kids you have, what it's like developing them?
With my youth program, I've had kids that have pretty much been here since they're like 6, 7, 8 years old. Jacob, Justin, the Power brothers, Russell and Nate, Daniel, like a lot of them, they all grew up together. So it's we're pretty much a big family unit here. Now they're all in their mid-teens to late teens. They're all like 17, 18. A lot of them grew up here. It's almost like a Thai gym. So a lot of the experienced fighters, they pass it down. They help develop younger fighters, that are 12, 13 years old, 14 years old. Out of them, they have to help out, and they hold pads and help train the ones that are younger than them. So it's kind of like an each one teach one method. And yeah, again, like we're a big family gym that has a lot of fighters in it, and we've pretty much kept it that way. Very simple, very family oriented. A lot of it is family and team based. So a lot of times if you're really not pulling your weight and helping out, then it's just like, it's pretty much not the gym for you. So. And
along with a pretty massive youth program, you have a lot of seminars at the gym. You've had Regan Gowing, you've had Jung
Sanan came out. We had Jake Peacock. Yep. Kareem. We've had Jackie Bunton. Yeah. We had quite a number of different people. When I was growing up in this career, look for inspiration from different places, different people, and when I bring people here for seminars, I like my students, my fighters, to get different influences from people as well. End of the day, it's always about opportunities and what works best for them. If they're influenced by a certain person and it helps them in their fight career, then so be it. Till now, I get inspired by a lot of different people. Different things inspire me, not really through social media, but more so like different people. Celebrities, basketball players. I'm a big basketball fan, so I look at different ball players, what they go through. Kobe Bryant, this guy was a workaholic. I try to instill that mindset into my team, my gym, even my staff. If I'm continuously grinding and working, I feel like everybody should do the same thing, and I try to lead by example.
Then what are some of the specific things that you like to teach? I know you said you like to hammer in on the basics a lot. Can you expand on that, or what do you think are maybe 3 real important things that you focus on here?
Basics is your foundation. To me, basics is the most important. You can have like your spinning elbows, your jumping teeps, all that stuff, okay? But without the setup for all that, it's not gonna be useful, okay? Your footwork, your stance, your foundation. Without a proper foundation, any building will collapse. Basics are pretty much just what wins the battles, the wars in the ring. I'll use Kobe Bryant again as an example. Okay, Kobe Bryant, his basics were probably better than most NBA players. Every day he would hit his jump shots. He would practice his layups. He would practice his stance, his technique, his positioning. Okay, all the boring stuff. Okay, basics is boring, but if you notice, the better ones in any gym have the best basics.
So you have a lot of experience as a coach. What are maybe a couple things that you would advise to a new coach or someone else that is looking for guidance?
Biggest take on coaching for a lot of those up and coming coaches, you got to find that fine divide between being selfless and being selfish. Coaching is you have to be selfless, I guess, with your fighters. You want what's best for your gym and your team. You need to also be selfish with your time. Now, with that being said, you know, you need to commit to your family life. If you have a family, if you have kids, if you have a wife, like you have to be selfish with your time with them. You know, you want to watch your kids grow. For a lot of you up and coming aspiring coaches, there's a lot of entitled fighters out there, entitled wannabe fighters and entitled professional fighters, amateur fighters, you name it, high-level fighters. You gonna bend over backwards for this person? You gotta try to find that fine line. You gotta be strong, gotta lead with integrity. Do you wanna actually be known as that coach that looks for shortcuts, you know, gets walked all over by their fighters, by their team? Probably not. You know, lead strong, lead with your heart, lead with passion, and lead with integrity.
And then wrapping things up, is there anything you wanted to talk about that we didn't get a chance to talk about?
I mean, every day I look for inspirations. I think people should always try to look for inspirations every day. Try to stay motivated. It's a big mindset. It's a lot of ups and downs in this whole game. You win some, you lose some. Your everyday life, your private life, your personal life, ups and downs in that as well. You know, but if you want to stay ahead and make this a career, whether a pro fighter, big superstar fighter, you always have to keep it inside and keep moving forward. That's pretty much it. And a lot of that is, you know, you can get inspirations every day, pick stuff here, stuff there, and it'll just help you keep moving.